everyone, this is Boricua Binks, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path, where we will be continuing on in the Inherited Turnabout, and Part 3. Well, if there isn't any evidence, you should try reorganizing the facts. If Mr. Gustavio is the one who killed Mr. Dover, there must have been a motive. Motive? Mr. Gustavio himself is denying that such a motive exists. Unless he cheated. Did he cheat? That's always like one of the #1 motives, right? It's not easy to take another person's life, especially if that other person is your gay lover. 18 years ago, your old man also discussed motive with Prosecutor von Karma. You claim that collaboration is irrelevant. If Mr. Gustavio and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour... And von Karma's like, no, it would never turn sour. They loved each other, damn it. I'm sticking my head in the sand. It could serve as a motive for murder. You couldn't talk with Mr. Gustavio 18 years ago, but this time things are different. If you connect everything we've learned so far, the truth might be revealed. Yes, I suppose so. It seems I must re-examine the information from 18 years ago. I must recall all the details that have remained unexplained. So, the gloved finger marks in the picture frame was your doing. Delicia denied leaving the finger marks on the frame. They were left by Mr. Gustavio. He may have been trying to view the angel's recipe. Ah. Okay. Getting some logic here. Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos you took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. I was wondering when that would come up again, because they kind of brushed past it. I was like, then who took other pictures? What's going on? Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake, though. The information my father collected 18 years ago was certainly not for naught. If there is no evidence, then I shall use logic to reveal the truth. Alright, logic mode. Let's see, motive for murder, partnership turned sour. Gustavio helped Dover, but Dover didn't help. Remaining film, angel's recipe. We can let's try the film first. Maybe he took a picture of the angel's recipe. And whoosh! If he had photographed the contents of the angel's recipe, he wouldn't need to steal it. Yeah. Perhaps Mr. Gustavio used Mr. Master's camera to take the pictures. If he had stolen the actual recipe book, the police would have found out. I see. Pictures, eh? The problem is the time at which he entered Mr. Master's room. Mr. Gustavio could have moved around freely during the afternoon tea, right? Because it seems both him and Mr. Dover did not participate in the afternoon tea. Okay. If I remember correctly, the only time we can prove that Dover was still alive is... The victim was not seen, as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest began. The only one who could have unlocked the locked rooms was Jeff Master. Was Master's desserts all that you ate? Actually, no.
After the afternoon tea, I also ate icy desserts.
After the contest began, Isaac Dover was locked up in his room. If we assume he was killed at some point before Delicia snuck into his room, then there is a high chance that he was killed before the afternoon tea was over.
Man, tea time be deadly. Okay. I mean, it makes sense to connect these two, so let's do it. And whoosh!
Mr. Gustavia, you collaborated with the victim, Isaac Dover, to create your desserts, didn't you? Oh, it seems you know about my secret. Mr. Shields told me about it. You don't have to hide being gay. It's totally okay nowadays. Mr. Dover handled the design while you were in charge of the taste. Is that correct? Yeah, back then my training had been insufficient. It seems you worked together until the semi-finals, but not during the finals. Why is that? We both wish to compete in the finals against Sir Master on our own merits.
Objection!
Liar!
You must have also helped with Isaac Dover's dessert, even during the finals. Yeah. What makes you...
Oh, sorry, gave him Von Karma for a second.
What makes you able to declare something like that? Didn't you tell Prosecutor Von Karma about it yourself 18 years ago? That you cooperated until the day before the finals? The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbet. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze. Which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before. Yeah. That's right. So you realize Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return?
Objection!
Some lovers are so selfish. Just because he didn't want to reciprocate doesn't mean he didn't love him back, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll stop.
The views of the dead are of no concern to me. Just like my lover's happiness is of no concern to me.
Oh, I can't imagine. Poor Von Karma's wife. I mean, she gave him a daughter, but it's like, can't imagine. Like, he would have been the most horrible husband to have, you know? The pressure to always be perfect. The fact he's such a creepy, psychotic control freak, you know? That must have been so miserable. Poor woman.
Why did Isaac Dover not help you in return? There's a reason why your partnership with Isaac Dover broke down. That would be a motive for murder. That could be a possibility. However, so Dover and I ended our partnership peacefully. We loved each other and then we didn't love each other. End of story.
A peaceful breakup? That's hard to imagine.
Not to mention, it's absurd to think that I killed Sir Dover in Sir Master's room. I couldn't have killed Sir Dover while Sir Master was also there, making his desserts.
Ah, yeah, about that timing. we have a lot to say about that.
In other words, there is no way I would have committed the murder. That's not true. If there was a moment when Mr. Master was absent from the room, I could prove that it was possible for Mr. Gustavia to commit the murder.
Alright. I mean, yeah. This is pretty easy. And whoosh!
Isaac Dover was alive up until the afternoon tea began. Ergo, it is the only time when Gustavia could have killed Dover. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you've done a lot of silent thinking to yourself all this time.
He's figuring things out, Courtney.
Are you satisfied? Sorry, but I am far from satisfied. Because I'm finally starting to see the truth behind this case. Are you saying you have found some evidence to show us that truth? No, there's no need to present any evidence, since we can just have Mr. Gustavia tell us the truth.
Ah, so this is where you use that, right?
Indeed. Mr. Gustavia, there's one thing I want you to tell me.
Oh, he's meditating.
I said, Mr. Gustavia, there's one thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the finals of the contest, you made your desserts on your own.
I wanted to compete for the title of the world's greatest pastry chef on my own merits.
If that was truly the case, you would have competed on your own merits from the start.
Exactly.
I want you to tell me why it was necessary for you to cooperate with Isaac Dover.
Yeah. One last time for the road.
Yeah.
I think this one's tricky though, from what I remember. I don't know how I'm gonna do, because I've never played this myself, so I'm like, I don't know.
During the contest 18 years ago, Mr. Gustavia collaborated with Mr. Dover. I wonder what made them decide to cooperate in the first place. That's what I need to draw out from him, but...
Ooh, that's a lot.
It seems he pretends to meditate when things aren't going his way.
He's like, I'm not listening, la 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 la. You can't catch me because I can't read.
He's like, that's nothing to do with reading, sir.
First, I'll ask about why he collaborated with Mr. Dover. The truth has been hidden for 18 years. That ends today.
Logic chess, begin. Alright, why did you collaborate?
Why did you decide to collaborate with Isaac Dover?
Sir Dover and I were already acquaintances even before the contest began. Since we were lovers, you know. Since he was interested in the contest, we simply decided to enter it together.
Joining forces with the sculptor. You weren't confident in your own abilities?
Yeah, how dare you? You know nothing about me. We wanted to make great works together.
Okay, wait and see. Is he angry? Yeah, alright.
Sir Dover's son and my own attended the same elementary school. They were both our sons. We all got along well from the start.
Really? So were you going to share the title of World's Greatest Pastry Chef together?
Yeah.
Wake up?
As expected. He pretends to meditate when things aren't going his way. Mr. Dover was a sculptor. I doubt he had any interest in the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. In that case, where did his true goal lie?
There. I was nervous because I was like, I don't know for sure. Are we supposed to confront him when he's quiet like that, or are we supposed to wait and see? But looks like I did the right thing.
Yeah. Indeed, my goal was the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. However, Sir Dover's goal was the grand prize, the angel's recipe.
I see. You cooperated because your interests were aligned. But there must have been a reason why your partnership soured. Did you catch him flirting with Delicia?
Oh yes, Delicia was quite the little memes. So, Prosecutor, I am the victim of a poisoning. If you're going to suspect me in this manner, perhaps I'd better return to the infirmary.
No, you're trying to run away. Wait a moment.
In that case, you should end things soon. I am not a patient man.
It seems he's trying to leave. I can't let that happen. He's still hiding something. Next I should ask him about his true goal.
Okay.
We need to keep the pressure on him while being cautious of the time.
That seems random.
Did you want to appear on Mr. Master's TV show?
Yeah, I believe it was called Shake and Bake, was it not?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's called Piece of Cake.
Would you really want to see me dance about while I make desserts?
No, that probably wouldn't be too popular with the kids either.
Yeah, exactly. I know my limitations. I have no interest in that kind of theatrical tomfoolery. So, Prosecutor, you should think about who you're talking to before asking questions.
Yeah, I understand. I should refrain from making unnecessary statements.
Ouch! That was a trap.
I must read my opponent's reactions and emotions and strike with the right words.
Okay. I thought it would lead to something else. That's the only reason I clicked on it first, dang it.
Didn't you have another go besides the title? The title alone doesn't seem to have much value.
Yeah, how dare the likes of you insult the title of a confectionery artist. My only goal was the title itself. I'm not interested in anything else. My dream was to become the world's greatest pastry chef.
Wait and see. This is getting agitated.
18 years ago, I was lacking in design sense. However, things are different now.
Oh, are you saying you have improved at your craft?
Exactly, for I have trained at the Republic of Zenfa.
Okay.
Yes, yes. At the time...
Yeah, let him keep talking and bragging and stuff. Look at that.
At the time, I also studied Mr. Master's works. I would often watch his show with my son.
I thought you said you didn't know the show and that it was stupid, blah blah blah.
So you were studying Mr. Master's work to improve your own skills. If you had his recipes, perhaps it would have been easier for you to become the world's greatest.
Yeah, perhaps. To a pastry chef, so Master's recipes were worth their weight in gold.
Ah. You were interested in his recipes.
Huh. If becoming the world's greatest pastry chef was your goal, you should have also been interested in the grand prize, the Angel's recipe.
Yeah! The recipes of the world's greatest pastry chef. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't interested. However, I wouldn't think that simply being interested would be a problem.
I wonder about that. The Angel's recipe's true nature was not for making desserts, but cures. And all of the contest participants should have been aware of that.
Sir, what are you doing? All these random sounds.
Looks like I'm getting close. He isn't meditating anymore. Now to slowly but surely drive him into a corner.
So even though I clicked on the trap one, it did take a chunk, but I still did okay. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Next, I'll ask what he planned to use the recipe book for. Did you intend to win the Angel's recipe and use it to make desserts?
Of course. If I obtained the Angel's recipe, I was going to use it in my training.
I hear the Angel's recipe was worth a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't know the exact details, but that recipe book was much too valuable to be sold.
He's meditating.
You seem to know quite a lot about the angel's recipe.
Yeah, it was explained to all the contest participants at the beginning of the contest.
In that case, you must know about the recipe book's true nature. That it was not a recipe book for desserts at all.
Yeah! Impressive, Sir Prosecutor. So you know the true nature of the angel's recipe. The angel's recipe, some have called it the ultimate recipe book. It contained formulas for new medicines that were not yet on the market.
He knew the recipes were actually formulas for new medicines. This could be a useful clue.
Alright.
The angel's recipe, did you know its true value?
Silly question. It contained Sir Master's best dessert recipes.
Yeah, you totally forgot what we just said a second ago. That's what it makes it seem like. Even though we know that's just how the game rolls.
Any pastry chef worth their salt would want it.
Looks like that clue will come in handy.
You know what they are!
You may have studied design in Zengfa. However, your skills in line could use some more work. You just said earlier that the angel's recipe contained formulas for medicines.
You got caught in a lie. Sir, are you trying to pass gas? Well, you did breathe in some toxic gas earlier.
You weren't interested in desserts. You wanted the medicine formulas.
Oh. Did you need a new medicine? Not that he wanted to become a pharmacist.
Now, why would a pastry chef such as yourself be so interested in medicine? Perhaps what you were really after was the information about the new medicine.
Yeah. I've underestimated you, Sir Prosecutor. Yes. My goal was more than just the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. At the time my son was ill, I needed the recipe for the medicine.
Your son was ill. Tell me more about that.
To protect my son's honor, I can say no more.
What? Really?
Judging by the worried look on his face, it must have struck a nerve.
You trying to make us feel bad for him now?
Next, I need him to tell me more about his son's illness.
Alright, we're doing okay so far.
This is it. This will be my final move of the game.
What was the name of the illness?
What was the name of your son's illness?
So Prosecutor, how insensitive of you. My son was seriously ill. I will not be discussing this with the likes of you.
It seems I don't have enough clues.
Okay.
Maybe I should try another line of attack.
Okay. What was your son like?
What kind of person was your son?
My boy. He loves the desserts I made.
Did you enter the contest solely for your son?
Sir Prosecutor, you could never understand the feelings a father has for his son. I wanted nothing more than to cure my boy's illness.
Okay, wait and see.
Until the semi-finals, my son would always drop by the contest venue to play.
Is that so? Wouldn't he get in your way? I doubt you had time to care for your son while you were challenging Mr. Master.
That may be so, but I wanted to grant my son's wish. He said he always wanted to be the first to eat my desserts.
About your son,
If he was so sick, wouldn't it be difficult for him to come and play with you? Okay. It was weird, because I was like, is this the right way to go about this? I guess so.
Yeah. My son's illness, it wasn't life-threatening.
That might serve as a clue. Alright, let's go. What was the name of your son's illness?
The prosecutor and sensitive.
He was seriously ill, yeah, right.
Looks like that clue will come in handy.
But the illness wasn't life-threatening.
You told me your son's illness was not life-threatening. Is there really a need to be so secretive about it?
Yeah. Almost there.
It was enough to keep him from living a normal life.
That must have been difficult for your son.
I tried everything I could to cure his illness. It wasn't fair for the poor boy. He could never taste the desserts he loved so much.
Was it a taste disorder? Was he too fat? I can't believe that was an option.
The angel's recipe contains a cure for a certain illness. A remedy that could also cure Mr. Master's taste disorder.
What? He had it too.
He had it too, I see. So your son suffers from a taste disorder.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd figure it out so quickly.
In order to cure your son's taste disorder, you needed the recipe book. Wasn't that your true goal?
It is as you say.
Based on how he's acted up until now, it appears he is still hiding something. Seems I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line. Recipe book? Did the angel's recipe have the only cure?
Yes, though the medicine is being sold everywhere now. At the time, the recipe book was my one and only option. That's why I continued making my desserts without joining the others for tea time.
So you weren't interested in what Mr. Master was making? You sure seemed confident in your chances of winning.
I couldn't be bothered to pay attention to the other contestants' desserts.
You had an interest in Mr. Master's works, though.
You just said earlier that you studied Mr. Master's works. In addition, if your goal was to win the contest in order to get the medicine formula, you must have been curious about the other contestants' entries as well.
There was time to sample the other desserts during the contest, but none of their entries had any flavor, so I didn't want to eat any of it. I suspect I may have been a bit nervous as well.
So everything he ate tasted flavorless. This could be a useful clue.
Back to the, what was the name of the illness? Wasn't life-threatening. This was a tricky one, because yeah, you had to go back and forth. Taste disorder. Still hiding something. Looks like that clue will come in handy. Here we go.
Didn't you also have the illness? Being unable to taste anything, regardless of what you eat. Such a bitter illness. That reminds me, didn't you say something similar earlier? None of their entries had any flavor, so I didn't feel like eating any of it, wasn't it? Perhaps your son wasn't the only one who suffered from a taste disorder.
Oh, still hanging in there, you stubborn jerk.
It's hard to imagine being a successful pastry chef without a sense of taste. Perhaps what you really wanted was to cure yourself.
Yeah, that's completely ludicrous. 18 years ago, I made those desserts all by myself.
Didn't you collaborate with Mr. Dover?
It seems you've caught yourself in a contradiction. Didn't you cooperate with Isaac Dover in the contest? You can hardly say you made the desserts all by yourself.
Got him.
You must take great pride in your abilities as a pastry chef. But to betray your pride and cooperate with another contestant, you did it all to cure your own disease.
Well done, Sir Prosecutor. It's as you say. The one with the taste disorder is not my son. It is I. No one knew I've kept it a secret for 18 years.
It doesn't matter how long a secret is kept. If you lie before me, I will expose it. Dame Gustavia and Isaac Dover were both trying to obtain the recipes for the new medicines. Gustavia to cure his condition, and Dover most likely to sell the recipe book for money. For this reason, they entered the contest as a collaborative effort. And with that, checkmate.
Yeah. Nice. We did okay. That was good. Whew. Alrighty then. I don't know how much longer this chapter is gonna go or whatever. It might not have another to be continued, so I think I'm just gonna leave this right here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. I think we're almost done with this case at last. So, until next time, have a nice day. Bye!